Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just having a really bad day, I guess, kind of. I was at the gym today, and just younger girls get on my freaking nerves so badly. They're just so annoying. Why they're just so annoying at times. And the one girl that was beside me, she was probably like in her mid 20s. I just wanted to tell her to put on deodorant. It's just ruin those days. I'm not trying to be mean. But what I was trying to tell you is that oh, I want to see my son, and I can see my daughter. My daughter and I have talked, but I'm waiting till she turns of age. She wanted to get emancipated, and I told her no. And because right now she's at a time of her life, she's her dad is well off, and I just think it's best for her. And as for my son, I need to come around and help him more. I just need to make amends with him, and it's eating me alive. And I need to go see my grandma Doris before she passes away. It's just hard for me to go back to that whole scenario because it has nothing, there is a little bit of childhood trauma there, but it has really nothing to do with my dad. It doesn't. You know, it's just the fact that losing my grandfather at a young age when I was very close to him, and I remember everything about him, was very hard. And watching that and sitting there for 2 years and watching my grandma Doris cry and hurting and trying to console her at a young age was very hard for me. And it was very hard for me. And also, my ex-husband really did do me wrong. Like, everybody can blame me, that's fine, I don't care. I've been hurt all my life. People talk so much shit about me. They want to make accusations of me because of my past. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't. In a sense, sometimes I do, because it's like you don't know me and you want to label me as a slut. Well, I started dancing at a young age since hell, I still do it once in a while. Um, I danced for like 14 years, a long time, on and off, to support my family. And my ex-husband was so mentally abusive to me, it was unreal. And he took me away from a wonderful man. And yes, I admit that I did wrong with my my father's son. I know that I did wrong with Travis, but he convinced me that Travis was a piece of shit. I was young and dumb and stupid. And that guy was a really good guy. He really was. And come to find out, my ex-husband was the piece of shit. But the thing of it is, what connected Gary and I together was because we kind of had the same childhood growing up, John. We had psychotic mothers, and his mother was psycho. And I think that's a lot of his pain. And then losing his father at a young age really got to him. And I felt so bad for him. And I just wanted to fix him. And I wanted to make him a better person. And we fought so hard to have a family. And I fought so hard to stay in that relationship. And I think the dancing kind of got to my head. And then he ended up going, he ended up going to school. I paid for so much shit of his. And I just guess what really got to me, what I never understood, was he promised me a better life. And when I was younger and took me away from Travis, and then I get on his freaking computer and he's looking up pornography and meeting women. And then on top of that, then I have Travis, the father of my son, who did nothing to me. So it was all part of his master plan of working his way up to my family so he could get somewhere in life. and to get the pretty girl because he was a nerdy son of a bitch. And that's just the truth, and he knows it too. And he absolutely knows it, what he's done to me. And that's why he goes over to my grandma Doris's house. And it pisses me off when he gets on Facebook and he wishes her a happy birthday. I get that Madison wants to see her great grandmother. I get that. That's fine. But he has no fucking right to go in her house, period. He needs to sit out in the car. He has no right to go in that house and put down my childhood pictures. How dare that son of a bitch? My father knows exactly how that dumbass is. Yes, I forgive him, but he is the most stupidest son of a bitch in the world, and I will never forgive. I will never not forgive. I will never forget what he's done to me. I mean, just his family was what made me want to be with him, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. So it was between two stepbrothers. That's what happened. And he was mean to my son when I was at work. I had no idea what was going on because I was working so many hours dancing and trying to keep up. Like I said, all of my life, I've always been a people pleaser, and I've always tried to make other people happy. I'm fucking done with that shit. I want to make it right with my family and my kids. And I know that my scars and my hurt will never go away, and we all have our bad days. I'm learning that as I get older. I know that. I know. But it's so hard for me as well, to have a mother that you can't fix and that you love her still. And have a father who loves you so much that hurts so bad because he can't understand why the woman's so crazy. It was like me growing up between two sides of two different families, and I was being pulled this way and that way. And then I had my stepmom's side of the family, and it was just so crazy. So I was stuck in all of these families, and it has nothing to do with my dad. I will defend my dad till the end. And my dad didn't really show too much emotion back in the day. He actually shows more emotion now than he did back then. And I think Laura's made him more of a balanced person. He's always been a great guy. I have nothing bad to say about my dad. He's so super funny. But me growing up as a child, I was so caught in between so much bullshit and drama. And I was always told what to do and who to listen to. And I could never develop the feelings that I felt. I knew who I was and wanted to be inside. And my mom took away a lot of my hopes and my dreams, of going to college and things like that. And I am very smart. And that's what's so hard. Yeah, I'm a little airheaded sometimes. That's just me. That's a woman for you. But just growing up between that, and then I got pregnant early and I ran away. I ran away. I couldn't take it anymore. All that family drama, John, was way too fucking much. And I know it hurts my father. I know it does. And I don't mean to hurt him. I don't. It's hard. I'm scared to give. I'm scared to go home. I'm scared to give my life to my family again because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want people to sit there and hold grudges and hold the past against me and things like that. And it's really hard for me at times because I just feel... Just a second. What, Dennis? I got you some chew. It's in my purse. You gotta get in my purse. I have chew. I bought you some. Do you still want to go? No, I'm fine. I don't need anything. It's in my purse downstairs. I already picked you up some chew. I love you. So I bought my man some chew. I hate doing that. He sends me on chew runs. it was just so hard because all my life I was told to believe in this and to believe in that. And I had my mom, okay, my stepmom was always there to console me and to put me on the right track in life. And then my mom would take me off and put me on another path and say, oh, don't listen to her. She just wants to give you materialistic things. No, my stepmom wanted me to have nice things. She wanted to do my hair. My mom would send me to my dad's with ratty ass hair, with mismatched socks. My mom did not give a shit about me. She did not care about my hair, my hygiene, nothing. My stepmom taught me hygiene. My stepmom taught me how to dress. My stepmom taught me how to do my hair. My stepmom taught me responsibility until the end when I got wild. She taught me everything, you know? And my mom was the total opposite. And she's like, oh, and my mom was always jealous of my stepmom because my stepmom was always a very motherly, loving person. And that's the thing, is that my mom didn't care about me. And I remember there was a time when my mother sent me over to my dad's house when my dad was married to my ex-stepmom, which her name is Jan. And I'm not going to say her last name because I respect that. With Infantago all over my freaking face growing up to my nose. And my stepmom was so pissed she almost called Child Protective Services. So yeah, I had a hard life, a really hard life. And my dad, did the best he can. He was too busy working his ass off to try to support me and try to support everything. I mean, it's a nightmare. It was a total nightmare. And my dad was so caught up in all of that bullshit, and it just kills him because I think in a sense that he wishes that he could have been there for me more. But man, he don't need to feel that way if he does, because I get it, and he's done the best he could. He done the best he could for me. That woman is psycho. And like I said, as for my ex-husband, the story. I don't really want to talk about it. It's too painful for me at times because I've tried to forget about that. I just want to be there. I want to focus on the future. I want to be there for my kids. The only thing that I struggle with is the fact that my mother is a piece of shit. She's just a piece of shit, and it hurts. And I struggle with the heartache of her not loving me because I don't understand it. And I struggle with the fact of, I hold on to people that I love so strongly because I lost somebody that I loved at a young age, and I know I was only 9 when he passed away, but I really loved my grandfather, and my dad knows that too, and my grandma Doris knows that too, and he was in my heart, and he sure loved me. And I watched him suffer of cancer, and it was very hard for me as a young child to watch that. And don't feel sorry for me, I hate crying. It was just very hard for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking hate crying. It's bullshit when I cry. Hate emotions. So that's just something that I have a hard time letting go, and it's been a long time, but I had a hard life, John. My dad did the best he could. I know my dad had a hard life too. He just don't say. My dad and I are quite a bit alike. We just don't say. We fucking hide our emotions. You know what I'm saying? We hide our emotions, and it's just, I'm over it. I can love my mom from afar in my heart, That's the best that I can do. That's the best that I can love her, is from afar in my heart. And pray. And I do pray. I'm not a Christian, but I do pray. And I know God's with me. And I don't need anybody's approval but God's approval. And you're right. I will never become something or someone I dislike. Absolutely not.